Ryan Gosling had better hope that the third time really is the charm. You're watching Beyond the Trailers review of the Ides of March.
You were off the campaign, but you thought it was important to fix things.
Integrity matters. Our future depends on it.
Steven, don't do this.
I'll do or say anything if I believe in it, but I have to believe in the cause.
When the reviews started coming out for Crazy Stupid Love earlier this year, everyone was singing the praises of Ryan Gosling. It seemed that for this rogue actor who got his start in the Mickey Mouse Club, broke onto the scene with The Notebook, and made a name for himself with a slew of quirky indie films and Oscar noms, that his time had finally come. But then, it didn't. Crazy Stupid Love opened at number 5 and then sputtered to a stop at around 80 million, making it one of star Steve Carell's least successful movies. However, Drive revved up the buzz machine once more, with critics calling Gosling the new Steve McQueen. But then, that movie fizzled too. It opened at number 3, way below expectations, and has dropped by about 50% every consecutive weekend. Suddenly, George Clooney's casting of Gosling doesn't seem like the major coup it did mere months ago. And Clooney certainly doesn't need any more dead weight on his movies. No, he can do that job all by himself. Furthermore, as CNN's ratings show, audiences don't much care about politics unless there's a presidential election going on. Will they be interested in this intellectual behind-the-scenes political thriller, which draws its name from the day Julius Caesar was murdered by those closest to him? The film is an adaptation of the play Farragut North, which starred Chris Noth and John Gallagher Jr., who was replaced by Chris Pine when the play moved to L.A. Leonardo DiCaprio was actually the one who snapped up the rights, planning to star himself alongside Clooney's Master of Ceremonies, i.e. co-producer, director, and co-star. But best laid plans and all that, so the role went to Gosling with DiCaprio still producing. However, besides being weak at the box office, does Gosling have what it takes to balance out Clooney, as DiCaprio could have so easily done? After all, without DiCaprio on screen, this looks an awful lot like Clooney's standard lofty and unsuccessful fare. Is it? Let's go find out. So, is this movie more than just your standard political thriller?
Oh, I thought it was amazing.
I would say it's better than a lot that I've seen because even though it's really predictable, there's a lot of intensity.
This film had a lot to do with human morality, which you don't get a lot of in just a straight thriller.
Or in politics.
Right. Yeah, you don't really see like the behind the scenes of who these people really are.
It's interesting to see what goes on in the political atmosphere.
So what politicians have to, the deals they have to make.
Oh, the deals, right? Under the table, under the sheets and everywhere else.
Well, you know, there's a lot going on with politics these days.
Yeah,
we have
absolutely.
Wall Street being occupied as we
Yes.
speak. Is this the political movie we need right now?
It's a very timely, very timely.
I think so. That's part of why it affected me so much, was watching it. It made a very strong statement on where the country could potentially go, or, you know, it definitely states two ways. This is how things can work out.
Oh, is this movie bipartisan, or is it lefty or righty? What do you think?
I think it kind of takes both and just exposes that both sides of the bill have very bad things going on.
Ides of March is a very dark and very kind of like a cynical take on politics.
It wasn't my type of politics, but it was good. It was good.
I feel like the goal of film is to make people think and discuss and debate. And this movie does its job perfectly.
What made you go and see it today?
George Clooney, Ryan Gosling, they're both very good actors, favorites of mine.
Who stole the movie?
Ryan Gosling put on an excellent performance. Excellent performance.
There's so much banter back and forth between George Clooney and Ryan Gosling that it really captivates you.
I felt like it was a little bit too predictable towards the end. I felt that some of the political dialogue was a little bit tedious.
It's slow where it needs to be, but it's a very well put together movie.
Oh, really? So I'm sure it has some very important things to say, but how's the fun factor? Is it fun to watch?
It's suspenseful.
Awards season. Does this movie have a hope in any category?
I mean, I definitely think so. It's the first movie I've seen in a long time that I thought was very Oscar-worthy. I mean, the Oscars have been kind of lame, in my opinion, the last couple of years.
I think a lot of people would agree with you.
I'd say Ryan Gosling's performance was pretty. It was pretty impressive. It really was, I think, anyway.
I feel like Ryan Gosling could definitely get nominated for an Academy Award. Maybe George Clooney could get nominated, or Philip Seymour Hoffman. They were incredible.
This has been a big year for Ryan Gosling.
Have you seen any of his other movies?
He's an amazing young actor. I want to see Drive next.
I've seen Drive. Drive is phenomenal.
Which is better, Drive or this one?
Drive is better.
Drive is better?
Drive is more my taste because it's more visual storytelling. This is more conventional.
What would you say to people? You know, HBO and Showtime put on some great movies. Is this worth going to see in the theaters?
I think so, definitely. I think so too. I definitely think this is a very good one.
It's one of the best movies that we've had lately.
Really?
And it's well worth the money to come and see it.
What do you give it on a 1 to 10?
On 1 to 10, I give it an 8.5.
I mean, right out of the theater, I would probably give it an 8 or a 9.
I'd say 8, actually.
I'd give it an 11.
Sounds like George Clooney and Ryan Gosling have touched a nerve here as audiences give Ides of March an 8.5. I'm Grace Randolph reporting from AMC Empire 25, and I hope you'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.